this victory. I need a pound on the chest like Tito, man.
I got you. Hey, but the thing is that after the win, you have so much thing in your mind that you want to do. Like I've been practicing this for like the past 3 fights. I haven't done it yet. I've been practicing getting in the rope and saying, this is boxing, this is top rank. I haven't done it yet. It's just so many things.
Is mini Puerto Rico, and boy, did he make them happy and give them something to celebrate, Tim.
He wasted no time.
I am the underdog, misjudged and overlooked. Some say I don't belong. I shouldn't be here. I can't keep up. I won't last. I'm not good enough, not well connected. I haven't paid my dues. But guess what? I don't care. I won't listen. I can't stop. I won't stop. I refuse. I know what is within me, even if you can't see it. I have more passion than skill. I have more grit than finesse. I am unafraid to fail. I am all these things, and I am more. I dream. I believe. I hustle. I struggle. I grind. I succeed. And I repeat these steps every day. It's my process. I am a creative. So, who are you?
Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on Archive DStyleBoxing here. I just wanted to come on really quickly here, give my thoughts on some stuff. Shout out to Run PMC in the chat. Make sure you get your ATP merch. Let's go check it out. The hoodies right on time for the fall and the winter. So we'll have new designs coming out later this month, so or next month. So make sure you guys, keep that lookout. You know what I mean? And Boxing Historian is saying, yeah, I already put money on Usyk KOing Joshua. Just like that, the disrespect. But Rob PMC said Wilder versus Usyk undisputed 2022. Wouldn't that be something? Like just imagine if Usyk wins and Wilder wins, and now they're the world champions, and the UK has no heavyweight champion by the end of 2021. Boy, would that be a whole turn of events, and it's happened before. It happened to the U.S. And the Ruiz had the belt, Wilder had a belt, and then, there you go, but at the end of the day, check it out. Mini Mail, how's it going? Can Usyk upset Anthony Joshua? And what if he does? Let me first answer the first question. He can upset Anthony Joshua. And I don't just mean that in a philosophical sense, like, can it happen? A lot of things can happen. Everything, of course, is possible, right? We know that, but is there a realistic reason to believe that it's probable in some realistic sense to happen? And yes, the answer is yes. Usyk can beat Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is not this unbeatable, unstoppable force. We've already seen him get beat. So it's not like this. The idea that Joshua can't be beat is crazy to me. And while it would be crazy maybe against your Joe Schmo, this is the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, two-time gold medalist. Of course he could be beat. Of course it could happen. And I think there's a good chance that it may happen. And by good, I think anything over 30% is a good shot. And I think there's a 60-40, 60 to Joshua, 40 to Usyk chance of a win here. So 60% chance Joshua wins, 40% chance Usyk wins. That's how I feel. Mini Mill has AJ KOing Usyk. All right, so let's do a poll here. Let me go ahead and put this up. And while I'm live, we can ask about it and all that. So who is winning? Okay, I'm going to put AJ. I'm going to put Usyk. And I'm going to add, it will be a draw. Okay. That's what we'll put right there. Writer of the Storm in the building says, "What's good, D-Style? How's it going?" Hit my like button. Share the video. Okay. All that good stuff. Check this out. I already have a dislike. Unbelievable. I haven't even said anything controversial. I already got a dislike. Okay. Hey, you know, maybe they just look at me and say, I just don't like that guy. I just don't like him. Hit the thumbs down. There you go, motherfucker. You know. Look, Usyk. I've explained several times how I think the fight's going to go. I think Usyk's going to be winning the early rounds. He'll be outboxing Joshua early. That's how I see the fight going. And then I've also said that the middle rounds, I think the size, the holding of Joshua is going to tire out Usyk. And you're going to see the fight evening out a little more, get more competitive. Okay? And then I think later in the fight, in the later rounds of the fight, AJ will stop him. I don't think, that's what I think. I don't think the ref is going to be warning Joshua very, very early to not clinch. I think he will be clinching. Remember, he outweighs Usyk by a solid 20 pounds, and he also has more experience at the weight class, right? And he's also a very, very strong guy. This isn't like some just 240-pound dude that's fat and out of shape. No, this is a dude, right? He's a very, very strong guy, right? I think he's going to tire him out. Now, I've heard some rebuttals, and I'll be honest. A lot of them are very, very good rebuttals that have. I give you a rundown of what my take was earlier in the week. And I've heard some of the things that I've heard, and they're very, very good points. Okay? Shout out to Chief Funk. He says he's in the pool. He's doing backstrokes while he's listening to D-Style right now. He's doing backstrokes, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Puro Sur Central. How you doing? Afro-Rican G in the building. How's it going, brother? So, if one thing that was mentioned to me, and you know what? I didn't really account for it, and I'll be honest, and I should have accounted for it. Later on, was the fact that Anthony Joshua tends to take rounds off in the middle of fights. There has been fights, many of them, especially when they're high-paced fights where Anthony Joshua takes a couple rounds off and he waits for that second wind. And I didn't really see that in the last fight. And I did mention that he has improved his pacing, but it's not like he's had a complete transformation. This isn't Rocky 3 where you can just transform yourself. So, because I do think that will be a factor, I do think Usyk will have a high work rate. Even though he'll tire out Usyk with the holding and putting his weight on him, Huggy Bear, as Milcar calls him. Milcar's cool with it when Tyson Fury does it. You know what I mean? But when Anthony Joshua does it, he's Huggy Bear. Okay? Shout out to Haplotype in the building. How's it going, brother? All right? Good to see you guys in the chat, man. Thank you for joining me, of course. Hit the like button, share the video, all that good stuff. But check it out. If I have to account for that, because it did make me think. I'm thinking about the Klitschko fight, how he got tired. I'm thinking about there was the Takam fight. He took some rounds off there. The Parker fight wasn't quite the wash it should have been, in my opinion, because he took some rounds off. The second fight, Povetkin was having some success, and I think it was due to Anthony Joshua kind of concentrating on taking rounds off and pacing himself. The Andy Ruiz fight, he basically gassed out. In the rematch, he was overly negative, if I'm honest, okay, but effective in terms of the scoring, okay. I didn't like how he fought, but it was effective, okay. And you know, like I can't ignore that. And another thing is, he hurt Pulev a couple times, and Pulev was taking time to recover. And I think that's why maybe we didn't quite see Anthony Joshua trying to that second win. Shout out to the Don with that super chat. And he says, Don, D Style have beer on me. I got AJ and 8. They got him. Fire. Fuego. Shout out to El Chido Boxing. El Chido Boxing, a.k.a. El Perdido, a.k.a. El Escondido, a.k.a. El No Quiero Que Me Vean, a.k.a. Ski Mask, a.k.a. Morph from X-Men. Changed his identity. I don't even, they don't want me to say his name. Like, don't tell people who I am. Please. Saludos por la de Nacos Pozoleros. Shout out to round 1 in the building as well. That's A-Rod. We got him. We got him. Okay? AJ can get out boxes. He can. And he still seemed tentative in the Puna fight, but he was putting his combinations together well. Look, there's no doubt that Anthony Joshua is a great offensive fighter, without a doubt. His arsenal is the best in the heavyweight division. No, but how can you say that like this? Watch, check it out. The best in the heavyweight division, his arsenal is. Why? Well, when you put it all together, offensively, when you put it all together, when you put, like, what are the main punches in boxing? The jab, the hook, the straight, the overhand, right? The right uppercut, the uppercut, like all these things, right? Right, the lead uppercut, I mean, well, you know what I mean, okay? Lead uppercut, right uppercut, you know what I mean? So those are all the main punches. When you put all of them together, all of it, I'm talking about the arsenal, the punches, AJ's the best by far in the heavyweight division. By far. And he throws it with power, okay? The jab lands with power. The hook lands with power. The uppercut lands with devastating power, okay? This guy has it all in terms of offensively. The question is not the arsenal. It is the mechanics in which he uses them, right? Like, he could be a little robotic at times. I think, in my opinion, Usyk's more fluid than AJ, right? Doesn't quite have the arsenal. He's got his arsenal. You know what I mean? He's got a nice straight on him. He does. He's got a good, I think his jab is a little better than AJ's if we compared it just that much. But AJ's ain't too shabby. But, hey, we'll see. We're going to find out. You know what I mean? We're going to find out on Saturday afternoon here in the U.S. We're going to find out who's got the better jab. Okay? But he is a little robotic, though. Like la máquina se mueve, like the machine doesn't, it's not as fluid. It doesn't move as fluid as Usyk. It just doesn't. Now, once the machine actually puts itself in place, boom, it shoots. And it shoots quick. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying. All right? So, JC says he's sniffing the upset. People are feeling the upset out here. Like, oh, I'm getting tickled with the upset. I just am. El Chido de la Madre, formerly known as A-Rod 83. Shout out to A-Rod. You're always going to be known as A-Rod here, brother, okay? Now, the FBI is looking for you. Just let me know. We'll say your name. All right? I'm just going to say, I ain't no rat. You know what I mean? I don't want to rat you out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, ¿qué pasó con el A-Rod? They arrested him, bro. What do you mean they arrested him? Oh, the PGD style that couldn't stop saying it was him. FBI, they found him. They got him. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? D style, they got him. Like, cabrón. Like, so I don't want to, you know what I mean? Hold on, guys. Give me one moment here. Hold up. So Don says, how do we know Usyk not stiff with the weight going? He's 220 pounds. You're right. That's a fair point. I don't know how Usyk's going to look at 220 pounds. I just don't. I don't know. You know, if Usyk can maintain the speed, which I doubt, but if he can maintain that speed and gain some power, then now we're talking. You know what I mean? And you know, Joshua stayed around to see what weight he's been in most of his fights, to be honest, around the 240. He gained a little bit of weight around the Povetkin fight, and he looked so good in those fights. He just didn't. Like he was around the 248 or something like that when he fought Andy Ruiz the first time. Was a little too bulky, you know what I mean? And I think right now he's at his optimum weight, which is why I'm going to stay with Joshua. I actually disagree with Maestro saying, oh, he needs to gain weight and get bulkier. I don't believe with that at all. Like, he needs to keep some of his speed with him. What's going on to Hanali Jaramillo? How's it going? We're in the street. They got him. How's it going? Chicano Profit in the building. How's it going, brother? Big supporter of HCP since day one. The boxing is store in 206. Usyk looks like rap in comparison to Joshua. Rat trap? Is that what you said? Okay. Cool. Look. I will say this. I'm going to have to stay with what I know. I don't know how Usyk's going to look at 220. I know how Anthony Joshua looks at 240. I think he looks at his best at 240. 240-ish. Okay? So I'm going to have to stick with my pick. I'm going to have to stay with Anthony Joshua. And while I acknowledge that, you know, he gassed out in middle of fights a little bit, he did get a second win now. But I think that was more of a problem when he weighed a little, when he was a little heavier. Okay? He doesn't carry that extra muscle anymore like that, which muscles can tire you out, okay, in a boxing ring, you know, excessively. That's why you don't see dudes build like bodybuilders boxing. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be okay. He may take a round or two off, but ultimately I think it's going to be all right. And I think the one that's going to feel heavier, the one that's going to feel a little more tired, believe it or not, is Usyk. I understand Usyk's used to, you know, boxing and at a high pace for 12 rounds. But he's never had a dude 240 pounds, strong as an ox, holding him, tiring out his arms in the clinch in his whole career. So I'm going to stick with my pick. But instead of 9th round, I'm going to go with the 10th round. Just to give myself that little bit of cushion for taking that 1 or 2 round off. And I have Anthony Joshua winning this round by 10th round stoppage. I think we're going to see Usyk get knocked down, maybe a round before that, and then he will stop him. I think that's what's going to happen in this fight. Okay? That's what I got. At some point, he's going to land something big. And he's going to knock him out. Okay? So I just wanted to go ahead and elaborate on that. I'm not going to stay on here too long, guys. Okay, so I want to thank everybody who showed up. Let me see if I could the votes here. Let's check out the votes. 66% believe AJ's going to win. 31% got Usyk. 3% feel it's going to be a draw. So there you go. Okay, there you go. That's all I will say. Double check your bell button. Make sure you have the all selected that we get notified every time DStyleBoxing comes on live. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Friday. Everybody, peace out, guys. I'm out.